Now, oh, what wonderful luck. At this moment, how wonderful, Mr. Churchill has come out onto the Ministry of Health balcony. Now Mr. Churchill stands on the balcony of the Ministry of Health. He's wearing his boiler suit, the famous boiler suit that he's made so wonderful. And he had the audacity, shall I say, to put on his head his famous black hat. Nobody can say that it goes with the boiler suit, but you heard what a cheer it raised from the crowd. He stands now in the floodlight, and he's giving the victory sign for all his might from the floodlit balcony.
This is your victory. Victory of the cause of freedom in every man. In all our long history, we have never seen a greater day than this. Everyone, man or woman, has done their bit. Everyone is trying, done his bit. Neither the long years, nor the dangers, nor the fierce attacks of the enemy have in any way weakened the bending resolve of the British nation. God bless you all.
And now listen, the band is playing Land of Hope and Glory, and the crowd is singing. And this suddenly has become a very moving moment, for Mr. Churchill, too, is singing, and he is conducting the singing of this song. Will you listen, please?
Feet that could not meet my needy a Bunting!
Oh, the perfect article for my sketch for my article in the sketch on the E-Day. Mrs. James is 60.
Look, this is a paper. It's about my mum. Mrs. James, look. Mrs. James is 60. You know, that's that journalist woman Mum charged for, Roma Sheriff, and the postmark. Well, she's got a written article. Well, let's have a look then. Mrs. James is small, with a rather pointed face. And her eyes are dark and bright like a bird. By profession, she's a char lady.
That is not, you may think,
a particularly distinguished or remarkable portrait, but for me,
and I have known her a good many years now,
Mrs. James is a symbol.
You look very gay today, Mrs. James.
I am. Well, we've got a lot to be thankful for. After all, we've won the war.
You're right. You're right, of course, Mrs. James. We've won the war.
We won the war. We won the war. We won the war.
It was in 1939 that Mrs. James' three sons joined up. Dick was 25, Tom was 23, and John, her baby, only 19. Oh, and Lil, her daughter, she was 21 at the time.
Goodbye, Mum.
Cheerio, Mum.
Take care, Mum. We'll write, Mum.
Every week, Mum.
We'll soon be home.
No, please don't go.
My baby John, you will take care of him.
He'll be all right, Mum.
Yeah, we'll look after him, Mum.
I'll be okay, Mum.
Lil, stop all that soppy stuff, crying and all. It will do you no good. There's a war on. I'm very proud of you all.
Mrs. James was tremendously proud, and like every other mother, a little frightened. Not that she'd ever say anything. She thought that was soft. And Mrs. James didn't like anything soft or soppy.
Oh, my dear, dear boys.
Tom, age 23, to the infantry.
John, age 19, to the Navy.
Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. Cheerio if I go on my way. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. Not a tear, but a cheer all the way. Give me a smile I can keep all the while in my heart while I'm away. Till we meet once again, you and I. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye.
Oh, come on, Lil. Let's put the kettle on him.
October 1939. Evacuees are being sent to the safety of the countryside. Attention, please, people of Wimborne. Prepare
to receive your Southampton evacuees who will be arriving in Corn Market today. Come on, help me get this together. Come on, we've got doctors in. Come on, girls, quickly. Well, Mum, how many are there going to be? I don't know. But I know there's a lot to be done. What's they to be like? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Well, I had a look at them in school, and they all look horrible. Yeah, really smelly. Well, I think that's very unkind of you. They're coming here all the way from Southampton, and we must make them welcome. Listen, and I want you all to be very, very kind to them. Have you got that? Right.
Look, they're here. Oh, what is this sticky stone?
Listen, folks, will you Mr. Belden? I'm about to take it here. Do you want me to turn it off, Mum? Don't be so cheeky. Now, how is school, anyway? Oh, I've quite a lot to offer. Did it, though? Never mind about that now. In good time, now listen, you lot. Come here. Listen. You're on your absolute best behaviour. You hear me? Yes, Mum. Or else I'll skin you alive if you let me down. Right, come on, get in. Ivy, go and let me in. Yes, Mum. Come in. Come in, please. What's the sticky cases down there for now? What's your name? Harry, will you look about the same age as my Roy? Roy, why don't you take him out to play?
Do you know football? Yeah, I support Southampton. Oh, they're good.
Lovely. Dory?
Hello, I'm Doreen. What's your name?
Will you get into the David? It's lovely to see you. You must be dying for a cup of tea. I'm dying for a drink now. I'm sure you are. You can put the kettle on. No, I saw it for George across the way. I'll just go and get a quick half glass of beer. Mrs. Lane, ladies in Wingbourne don't go into public houses by themselves. Come and have a nice cup of tea. Don't they? What did you in Southampton, love? Bye, Mum, not the shedding. You said I could run to the foot. Please, Mum. No, you can't. What an idea. Get inside.
I'm starving.
I bet you are, dear. Well, I think we'll have something to eat. I think you could do with a little wash. How about them to wash your hands? Dory, take them to wash their hands, please, dear. I think you can help me. Sure, I can show you where the taps are. I'm not showing you anything. Roy! Come on, boys, hurry up. Go and wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Harry, make sure you wash them well.
Yes.
That's me.
Oh.
Both are nice, are they? Now. Just remember, dear. Come on then, come to the table, please. That's right. Stand up, please, for grace. Right. Whose grace is she on Ivory? We always say a prayer before we eat, so stand up, please, hands together. Dory, would you like to say the prayer, please?
What you're about to receive, may the Lord make it to be thankful.
Amen. Here we are then. I'm going to vegetables, please. Let's just put there. Cut this up.
It's right.
That's what I like to hear. Here we are, dear. Well, they have. Very good. Right, you must be young Albert. Is that right? Yes. Right, and you must be Mabel. Oh, sorry. Right, hello, Mabel. Jolly good. And you must be Harold. Well done, that's the ticket. You enjoy all this. What's the worst thing you do? Yes, certainly, my dear.
Their mother's gone over to George, left me with them and gone off to the pub.
Well, we all have to do our bit, dear.
Their manners are awful.
Well, aren't you lucky you've got the mother with you? That should help. Now, as to the problem at school, do you mind if I have a chat?
With my children?
No, my dear, I rather think it's something to do with the evacuees, but if I could just have a moment with them. Okay, children, a bit off the table. Now, as you know, you all put chocolate bars in our gas mask boxes, don't we? Well, I'm afraid to have to say this, children, but today at school, some of those chocolate bars went missing. And I'd rather think that there's somebody at this table who might know something about it. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go and stand over here, and as soon as you have some information for me, you come and tell me. That boy there? Yes, that boy. Well, jolly good, little boy. Well done for telling. Leave him alone! Leave him alone! My goodness me, stop this quarrelling here. Now, come along, come along. Oh, Mrs. Davis, so pleased to meet you. Now, my dear, there seems to have been a little bit of trouble at school today. Trouble? Yes, trouble. My dear. I rather think the finger of guilt is pointing at your young Albert. I don't know. No, sit down, Bert. He took some chocolate bars from the gas mask boxes. What? Just you hang on a minute. Bert? Did you take them? No. Are you sure? Yes. No, yes. Positive? Yes, Mum. See? Mikey wouldn't do a thing like that. Do you believe him? Of course I believe it. Are you telling me that my son is a liar? Probably. Well, my children don't tell lies when I'm not doing it. Ladies, there's a war on and we are on the same side. Now come along and forget about the chocolate incident on this occasion. Let's rally the whole Sunday. Put on a brave face. Jolly good. See yourself out. Ooh. Is it all right for 3 Welsh soldiers who've got their little necks free? 3 Welsh soldiers? Oh, jolly good. Pretty good. Soldiers.
February 1940, the Allied armies advanced their brave campaign. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Bang, 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 goes the bomber's gun. So run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Don't give the farmer his run, run, run. He'll get by without his rabbit pie. So run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Hooray! Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run.
You'll never guess what's happened now. You won't believe it. Did you know those evacuees, what was put with Mary's round there? She's gone, hasn't she? Who? The mother. She has.
Why?
Back to Southampton.
Why'd you do that?
What do you think?
I don't know.
The bells, the bells. Couldn't stand the Minster bells playing no more, she said. So she goes, and Mary stopped and cracks, just imagine, eh? I thought you would have heard about that. The one who stole all the chocolate that I was talking about. Not the Hello, Mrs. We ain't spot you there. Yeah, that's Bert, you know, the little TV. He's been up to all sorts of tricks.
Oh, that little lad from Southampton, I was here on
He never did.
When I say to our Dennis, we've got to look after all the children. See, I'd like to think that someone's looking after my boys, wherever they are.
Well, that's true. That's very true. She's a true Christian, isn't she, that woman? How are your boys getting on then, Mrs. J? Are you at the front and all that?
They're good boys, they are, Mr. Bunting. Good boys.
They are good boys, yes.
Go on, Mum. Show them what they take you. Such lovely
Come and have a look.
things.
Why, you get
Lovely
Have a
things.
look around here.
Well, here's a picture of my Tom in France. That's a French pretty girl. It's a pretty French girl who's got his arm round his
Oh,
neck.
I thought you were French.
Very French, very pretty.
That means...
Here, monsieur. Can you take another one? This one's for my mum.
Hey, oh God. Say, fromage.
But there'll be wedding bells soon, eh, Mum?
She's French, though.
Time will tell.
That's nice. Now, what about the other one? That's the one that was playing. What's his name now?
Oh, my Richard, you mean?
That's the boy.
Right,
How's he getting on?
show them, Mum, just what he said, too.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Ah,
Well, what is it exactly?
well, that's his regimental. What's it, isn't it? Ah.
That's it. He sent me his badge.
We're a fine group of lads, Mum. I've had my regimental arms mounted on a brooch just for you. It's all quiet here, but we expect to see some action in a couple of weeks.
Oh, it's nice he remembered his mother.
Not all the boys do, you know.
That's right.
Well, what about your youngest, Mrs. James? How's he doing then?
Oh, he hasn't forgotten me. He sent me something as well. It's real exotic.
Let's have a look, lad.
Look at that.
Oh!
Who is it?
Look at that camel on it.
I tell you, my typical Johnny. My baby Johnny.
My Diary by John James. Monday the 28th of February, 1941. It's my last day of leave today, and me and some of the lads went round a local bazaar. Tommy got a smashing ivory pipe, and I got a wonderful cushion cover for our mum. It's really hot out here, although we hope it's going to be cooler out at sea. We ship out at noon tomorrow, and we expect to see our first patrol just after nightfall. It's going to be my first taste of action, and I really don't know what to expect. Touch wood, I'm still going to be here tomorrow. Right.
Oh, that's good. Just to think your son John all them miles away.
Mrs. James, don't you worry about him being so young.
He's only 19 after all. I've no time for worrying. I'm proud of him. Proud of all three of them.
So you should be, Mrs. James. He's a credit to you and your late husband, he is. Doing his bit for king and country, all of them. Fighting for Britain. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly, farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there.
And then, down country lanes, crop-haired sons and nephews of the skeletons of Flanders made sail for their march. And on their tongues, the old ghosts sang again the Tipperary, packing kit bags, getting back to Blighty. But soon, bewildered, sank back to their graves. When other songs were born, a jaunty music was forced, dragging words. The sea-free line transformed with comic washing hanging from it.
We're gonna hang out the washing on the Siegfried line. Have you any dirty washing, mother dear? We're gonna hang out the washing on the Siegfried line, 'cause the washing day is here.
Sergeants and corporals were blessed, the barrel rolled. And behind the grinning words and steady tramping, the sergeant of the guard was taking names and marking time to that lugubrious singing. Just saying goodbye to the morn. And far away from gun pit, barrack square and trench, a mother sewed the dark garments of tomorrow's morning.
Casualties in France as our armies are forced to retreat.
One fine summer's day in 1940, Mrs. James came to work at my house a little late. She looked very small and pale in her old black coat and the hat she always wore, with a dagger hat pin and black osprey trimmings. She took a telegram out of the old canvas bag and handed it to me. We regret to inform you that Thomas James has been killed in action. Oh, Mrs. James, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Do sit down.
That's poor, that is. No, I've got work to do, Mrs. S. I've got to keep going. There's a lot to be done. I've got to do that bit of washing up, and then I'll go through the front room as usual. We can't let Mr. Hitler get the better of us, can we?
You are a brick, Mrs. James.
May 1940, thousands saved in evacuation from Dunkirk beaches.
In line beside the water's edge, the little waves made oddly home-like sounds, breaking in half-seen surf upon the strand.
The night was full of noise.
The whistling thuds the shells made in the sand.
Pattering stones.
The cries cut short, the shouts of units nailed.
Distant crack of shots.
And brand gunfire.
Sudden clattering crash.
Of masonry. Steadily, all the time, the marching tramp of feet fast by along the shell-torn road, under the growling thunder of the guns.
The Major said,
The boats cannot get in. There is no depth of water. Follow me.
and so we followed
Wading in our ranks.
into the blackness of the sea, and there, lit by the burning oil across the swell, we stood
and
waited for the unseen boats.
Towards in the darkness, rollers, shadowy shapes of boats that surged. We heard a seaman's hail, then we swam out
And struggled with our gear.
clutching the moving gunnels. Strong hands pulled, and we were in, and heaving with the rest, until at last they turned. The dark walls dipped. The laden craft crept slowly out to sea, to where in silence lay the ship.
Broadcast to the nation by Sir Winston Churchill. But all the aid of the sand and all the prowess of the air would have been in vain without the sea. The instructions given 10 or 12 days before had, under the pressure of emotional events, borne amazing fruit. Perfect discipline prevailed ashore and afloat. The sea was calm. To and fro, between the shore and the ships, lie the little boats, gathering the men from their beaches as they waded out, or picking them from the water, with total indifference to the air bombardment, often claimed its victims. Their numbers alone defied air attack. The Mosquito Armada as a whole was unthinkable. In the midst of our defeat, glory came to the island people. United and unconquerable, the tale of the Dunkirk beaches will shine in whatever records are preserved of our affairs.
After the first telegram, Mrs. James received another. Oh, Mrs. James. Oh, Mrs. James, you must go home. You can't stay and work today.
No! I've got to keep going. I must keep going, Mrs. S. I've got so much to do. Such a lot that needs doing.
During the evacuation of Dunkirk, Dick's ship bringing him home received a direct hit. He was killed instantly. After that, Mrs. James began to work furiously.
Charlie.
Come on.
Good morning, Mrs. James. Step right again. Thank you.
All right, Mrs. James. See you then.
Experience and cheerful is what keeps you going, Mrs. J.
Lovely day, Mrs. J. After you, Claude.
Oh, after you, Cecil.
Wait, Mrs. J.
Lovely, dear.
I'm starving.
Food, glorious food.
Oh, lovely grub. Turned out nice again.
What? No bananas?
Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today.
And during her lunch hour, she did her shopping and queued for fish and vegetables for a daughter who was having a baby.
Yes.
We have no bananas. We have no bananas today. Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today.
Bill, what are you doing on your feet? You should be sitting down. I'm all right. But you should take care of yourself in your condition. But you're the one that needs to take it easy.
I mean, after the news about poor Dick and poor John,
Stop it, Lil. Stop it. You've always been one for getting upset. And it would do you no good I said that. I'll put the kettle on, make us a nice cup of tea. I'll go sit down there.
Mum seldom talks about Tom and Dick. I don't think she can trust herself. She was so frightened of being soft. But she wore Dick's regimental badge so proudly on the lapel of her coat. And she had a pendant with a picture of the Eiffel Tower on it that Tom had sent from Paris.
December 1941. Pearl Harbor attacked by Japanese planes. Many US planes lost.
8th of December, 1941. It's official. President Roosevelt says Americans went to war.
November 1943. U.S. troops will be billeted locally in the grounds of Kingston Lacy.
We're here to save you guys!
Yeah! Which one of you lucky prizes is going to come with me to the movies, huh?
You got a movie house in Wimborne? Well, of course we have that. Oh, the Tivoli.
Tivoli! That's the place! We're gonna win the war for you! Hey, there's the bar! Drinks on the stars! Yeah! Jesus!
Ever since the Americans here, there's been nothing but trouble. You make a note of that. Causing trouble, and you know, only the other night, there was a big fight in the square over there. Because you see, there was one battalion of black ones that came in as well, see, and another one of white ones. And one of the white ones, he goes and insults the black ones right over there. And it turned into a great fight. This black marine gets out his knife, and he slashes at his leg, and nearly chops it off, he did. You can still see the blood just down there beneath the lamppost if you want to look for it. I tell you, they ain't like us. Not happy about it at all. And they think they own the place, flashing their money around all over, making us feel bad. So hello, Mrs. James.
Hello, Mr. Bunting. Did I hear you talking about those nice USA boys?
Nice? What, the way they carry on round here? Talking about all their movie houses and that.
Oh, Mr. Bunting, you must remember those young men have come over here to help us.
Well, yes.
Got to stick together, haven't we?
Well, yes.
You're right as usual, Mrs. James.
Yeah, it's funny that she's always right, Mrs. James.
I think we should welcome her to Bridgeport.
Well, some of them are all right, I suppose. Yeah.
And so Mrs. James continued, rallying us in difficult times. It seemed nothing could make her flinch. Until last year, 1944.
Fierce fighting at sea. Many Allied ships feared loss.
After that, I thought Mrs. James was going to pieces. She became incredibly thin, and nothing would induce her to stop working. She never talked about herself, but all the light had gone out of her bright bird's eyes.
Hitler's last threat. Flying bombs hitting cities.
So you think you can frighten us, do you, you so-and-sos? Can't even have the guts to come over here and fight us man to man? You strutting little pumpkin jay, sending blinking doodle-bugs that haven't got proper pilots in them. You miserable mustachio mannequin. Yes! You devil, you! You and all of them. All three of them, all my boys, even my baby. You come here, and I'll show you what real war is, I will. I'll tan your blinking hide with my blessed broom!
All her old fighting spirit came back. Her invective and sarcasm against so unmilitary a weapon of war were a joy to hear.
Hitler's army's on the retreat. Allied invasion of France imminent. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run.
Run, rabbit, run, 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 run. Bang, 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 bang goes the farmer's gun. So run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Don't give the farmer his fun, fun, fun. He'll get by without his rabbit pie. So run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. We're gonna hang out the washing on the sea-free line. Have you any dirty washing, mother dear? We're gonna hang out the washing on the sea-free line, as the washing day is here. We're gonna hang out the washing on the sea-free line. Have you any dirty washing, mother dear? We're gonna hang out the washing on the sea-free line, with the fishing day still clear.
Victory
In your
Germany capitulates. Daily Mail.
Europe at peace, Daily Herald.
It's all over! The people! Today is B-Day!
Mrs. J puts out her bunting.
Bye, Mum.
Cheerio, Mum.
Take care, Mum.
Oh, my dear, dear boys.
Oh, my dear, dear boys.
This photograph's all I've got left now.
Can't stop! Got to keep on cleaning. I can't stand this anymore. You puffed up little puppet, Jay.
Well said, Mrs. J.
Any names yet, Lil?
It's a boy. I'm going to call it Richard.
You look very gay today, Mrs. James.
Well, I am. We've got a lot to be thankful for, haven't we? After all, we won the war.
I wanted to say, no, Mrs. James, you won the war.
As one who, gazing at a vista of beauty, sees the clouds close in, and turns his back in sorrow, hearing the thunderclouds begin.
As we, whose life was all before us, our lives with sunlight filled, left in the hills, our books and flowers descended and were killed.
Write on the stones, no words of sadness, only the gladness due, that we, who asked the most of living, knew how to give it too.
Birthday, so wipe away the frown. Knees up, don't get the breeze up, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown, knees up, Mother Brown. Up to the table you must go, E-I-E-I-E-I-O. This is your blooming birthday, so wipe away the frown. Knees up, don't get the breeze up, knees up, Mother Brown. Whoa, what a rotten song, what a rotten song, what a rotten song. Whoa.
go like this. Dance.
Always be an England,
Amy? You've got to look at all the people who are... Look, those like Joe, yeah, they're much like singing.
always be an England, where there's a busy street, wherever there's a turning wheel,
That one down the phone, not singing. I wasn't really sure. Oh, her? Yeah. Well, she didn't really change her part to be yeah. Like the beat, I thought that was really we can have all this. We're going to have shit. That's your sister. Oh yeah. Chicken camera on candy camera. Fun. I'll click on the end too slowly. It'd be good if we could do an extreme close. That'll come up well, hopefully. Take the camera upstairs and film behind the scenes. I'm going to pick the stuff up. It's not bad. Go on.
Please feel free to come up with us.
No, this is going to be classic.
Now, bring your drinks if you wish.
Stop it at the moment.
Please enjoy the atmosphere. Come enjoy us. The public, big bag.
To all the people up there in the window. That old woman is... Stupid old woman in the window. On the film, this is how I thought we should have started it off like. When I looked through, we should have started off with that. Yeah. Okay. Is anyone dancing? Grim Reaper. Yeah, Grim Reaper. She's a director. Grim Reaper. She's a director. Oh no, it's not Grim Reaper. She's evil witch. Oh no, it's the Grim Reaper. You counted my eye out. I'm sorry.
You're making me laugh.
Oh no. But the legs get fast.
I might get twice on it.
Yeah.
Just get it all.
Yeah.
Still going.
What's wrong with you?
Right, you get another bit. The wife says she wants to dance. You said,
This is little.
better than a Gemini. Okay. Shall we put... Mine is still recording. Shall we go in the garden with the white on, have a drink? Yeah.
Because we're getting behind the
Go in
scenes.
the suitcase.
Are you under nothing yet?
What's it?
Just keep these open.
Can I put those flags with the others, Tony?
Sorry?
Can I put those flags with the others? I've got quite a lot.